Good afternoon. It's great to be back at ONUG, and I would like to introduce Ralph Munson, Executive Vice President and CIO of the Alkira customer, Warner Music Group. Ralph is a visionary in an incredibly fast-paced business, and he is here to share how WMG is advancing their business with Alkira's Cloud Network as a Service to bring simplicity, control, and agility to their cloud network infrastructure. Welcome, Ralph, and it's a pleasure to have you on today. And thank you for sharing your thoughts on our solution with the audience.
Thanks, Hammer. It's great to be here. Before we dive in, first a little bit about Warner Music Group. We're a global music company with 5,100 employees in more than 70 countries. We operate through a network of affiliates and licensees. For those of you that do not know about a music company, we operate two major divisions. First is our recorded music division. Those are things that you probably have heard of, which are our labels, that's such as Warner Records, Atlantic Records, Elektra Records. And we also operate a music publishing division called Warner Chappell, which represents our songwriters. Our recorded music division includes artists such as Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, Coldplay, Cardi B, Blake Shelton, Zeppelin, The Doors, David Bowie, Fleetwood Mac, Van Halen, Madonna. I could go on all day here, but you get the point, quite a few. We're also home to ADA, which is an independent artist and label services company. We also manage a bunch of consumer brands such as Songkick, which is a live music app, EMP, a music e-tailer, and Uproxx, which is a youth culture destination. We recently celebrated our 1-year anniversary of our IPO, in which time we've seen an outstanding 27% revenue growth as of our Q3 earnings report. Our vision, as it comes to IT, is really twofold. We seek to empower new business models and drive operational efficiency. Our board doesn't really care much about the cloud or networking. What they do care about is our artists, our songwriters, and our business, and the way we can bring the efficiency and new models to them. My team's focus is on making our supply chain as efficient and nimble as possible and using that to support our new business models. Our supply chain is being asked to do more than just deliver traditional music tracks or albums. Now we're being asked to do things such as NFTs, support AI, virtual reality, crypto, and helping the business innovate in other new ways as technology progresses. The key here is agility, and it's how we contribute to the bottom line, monetize new business, and grow our revenue at Warner. Previously, when I took the helm at Warner, we were a patched together network of disparate carriers and technologies across all of our regions and office. It was difficult to manage. We had inconsistent policies, different people who managed various pieces of the components. There were differences in the way circuits were budgeted and paid for. Things were done in different regions and affiliates and offices. On top of that, we were experiencing tremendous growth. We were opening new offices. We were buying new businesses. We continue to do M&A at a pretty brisk pace. The velocity further aggravated an already unmanageable situation. At the same time, we had on-prem data centers and very little in the cloud. The picture we have here is a little bit of what we had at Warner. Many of you are probably familiar with this. It's typical of large enterprises. At the time also, remember, the cloud was just getting started and big data was growing. As a business, we didn't want to put that data on-prem. We wanted it in the cloud. The growth of big data also drove us to have to move to the cloud more aggressively as well, as it just became obvious that managing it on-prem wasn't really an option. Problems existed by the way the networks are set up and managed and were going to exist in the cloud. And we had an opportunity to solve these legacy problems, but many of the cloud technologies continue to perpetuate it. That meant the current picture was about to get a whole lot worse for us. We have many operational touch points. To further demonstrate this complexity, when you look here on the screen, you see the operational touch points across traditionally siloed IT teams: network, cloud, and security. Currently at Warner, we use all of these various tools. We have a multitude of dashboards and consoles across the enterprise for managing and running the network, with disparate teams responsible for different aspects. This created much complexity in operations, allowed for room and error, more chances for security problems, and an inconsistency in policy. It also meant that every time we added a business or needed to make updates to our network, it affected every single one of these tools. What we needed to do was find a way to converge things from a technical and operational perspective. What I pressed my team to do was a whole new design and rethink about how we manage our network. What I saw as an opportunity to make a significant change in how our infrastructure was managed. I realized what we had was unscalable and unmaintainable and posed security challenges. And we needed to find a solution that would unify all these environments, offer enterprise-grade networking, centralize control across the silos and realms of responsibility, allow us to be much more efficient and agile in terms of services and making configuration changes, and enhance our security posture with one set of rules for the enterprise. It was just getting unmanageable, and we needed a single way to approach this problem. So on our wish list was something that offered cloud network as a service, and that also had the security and operational components incorporated. I asked our team, is there any way, and given everything with the cloud, that there's no one solution here where we can do all of this in one place? Frankly, I thought it was a pipe dream, and I put the task on them to go find a solution that would actually, at that point, what I thought was a dream, become a reality. When they first brought it to me, actually, I was a little skeptical. I said, "This can't be." I just made this up and said, "This is how it should be in my wildest dreams," and I couldn't believe that someone had it figured out as simple as a few clicks. But Alkira was checked. The team went through it. It checked all the boxes. It worked. It was quick to set up, quick to deploy. It covered everything we already had on-prem and could orchestrate all of it. It made the most of everything we already had.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Can you share your evaluation and decision process? Why cloud network as a service?
Well, we did a comprehensive search. We had other multi-cloud network offerings in proof of concept, but there was nothing that can give Warner Music a strategic edge like Alkira's cloud network. Nobody quite had all of the components and all of the end-to-end connectivity, security, and visibility, as well as governance driven from a single point. We had the best of breed cloud security WAN offerings in place, and Alkira could seamlessly connect them all and let us focus on the business with tremendous control and visibility into our network. There just wasn't anything in the market like it at that point. It still isn't.
Yeah, so Ralph, that's amazing. I mean, you have such an intelligent team, and it's such a pleasure to work with yourself and your team to have gone through this journey of deploying our solution and helping out. It's amazing how customers are benefiting from our solution. Makes it so simple to deploy a global infrastructure. You just come to our portal, you select the regions that you want to deploy, and we automatically create a global backbone for you. And then it's very, very simple to tie in the clouds as well as the on-premise locations and seamlessly extend your SD-WAN capabilities as well as your data centers through high-speed links like Direct Connect, or bringing in remote users. So on-premise, hybrid, and multi-cloud connectivity done in a single way with the click of a button. And that has never happened in this industry. We're so proud to bring the solution to the market, and our teams are so excited in working with customers like Ralph and his team to be able to accelerate adoption of the cloud.
Excellent. Like I was saying to my team, better late than never. I thought this would never happen.
Right.
So, yeah, this slide I love. I mean, picture's worth 1,000 words. From a technical perspective, we could talk all about the details all day here. Unfortunately, we don't have the time. But we're able to merge these multiple touch points into a single Alkira user portal. It's clear, it's intuitive, it's elegant. And people thought or told me 6 months ago these things were not available on the networking front, but I have it in front of me today. There you can see it.
Yeah, this is the simplified, user interface that we have built. It literally is. You can just come to the portal and start drawing your infrastructure on a canvas, and we take care of everything in the background to deploy, to provision, And it's very comprehensive from not only troubleshooting and day-to operations perspective, but also from governance and compliance perspective. It's very, very strong policy infrastructure that we have overlaid on top of the solution, so that you can have full control over your environment.
Yep. Yeah, from an operational perspective, we went from multiple consoles that everyone saw before down to one. And this is the actual console. So absolutely amazing.
So Ralph, yeah, great. Ralph, these are great results. And especially considering that you began your journey with Alkira only, in August. Could you share your thoughts about these results?
Yeah, I did not think these results were possible. I just want to say that before we started. And I'm a stickler for metrics and measurement. So I had my team actually run these. So as far as the numbers really speak for themselves. You should know we partnered with Alkira in August, and these are the results that we're already seeing. We were able to wrap out our cloud technology together, manage it holistically. We were able to incorporate acquisitions. We're doing a few now actually that are going through the Alkira solution. It's taken hours as opposed to things that took months. My team's been able to do a lot more without requiring additional staff, which in and of itself is a problem because just hiring a person in the current environment is not only more expensive, but taking 3 to 6 months. Even if I wanted to go fast and hire, it's unsustainable without a tool like this. Cloud networking as a service is here. It works. It's exceeded our expectations. And for that, we're incredibly pleased. Thanks, Amir.
So Ralph, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this. Is there any advice that you would like to give to our other customers who may be potentially looking at migrating to the cloud, or they are in the middle of it and are struggling with the cloud infrastructure because it's becoming so complicated? Please share your thoughts.
One of the promises of moving to the cloud was simplicity. However, what I've found is that on the networking front, while there might be some things that are more simpler or easier to maintain and more efficient on the compute side, on the network, it actually is just as complicated. In fact, it actually makes it, in many respects, more complicated than the network environment we had before. You have multiple clouds. You have multiple ways of having to orchestrate the clouds to work together. You have multiple locations, and it's just yet another thing you have to put into an already complicated environment. You're really just going to increase your complexity. With that, we all know more complexity means more chances for error, and it can affect your security posture. And then from there, it just becomes more and more of a management headache. So my advice really would be think it through and pick your tools wisely and put an orchestration layer on top of that to help you manage the complexity.
Yeah. And I would like to share a little bit on that orchestration is so important for you in the cloud, and at the same time, the tools are done differently as well, right? So underlying infrastructure that we have built in the cloud for the cloud and for hybrid environments is what differentiates us from all the other solutions. So try it out, the level of control that we provide you and the level of capabilities and the comprehensive solution that we provide from high availability as well as from disaster recovery perspective, and in general, data operations, visibility, control over your routing environments. You've not seen that level of control in the cloud environments or even in the hybrid environments before. I'm so proud to tell you that the team has just done a tremendous job in bringing the solution to the market, and customers like Ralph and Warner Music Group, they're enjoying the benefits of that, and that's what makes our day. It's to help out customers like Ralph to be able to run at the pace of their business and not necessarily be constrained by the technology and slowing you down and making business decisions and acting upon those. So thank you so much, Ralph, for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to have you as a customer and your team. What a journey. It's really lovely to be able to do that.
Thank you, Amar. It's been a great ride. I will say it hasn't been a long one.
Yeah.
The tool made it quick.
Yeah.
The ride so far has been good. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's what makes it fun, right? To be able to quickly solve problems. Thanks a lot.
Correct.
All right, so that brings us to the conclusion of this presentation. Thank you, Onag. It's a pleasure to be back talking to the Onag community. And if there's any way that we can help you out and you see the solution to be a fit for your environment, please talk to our team, reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And the team is really excited. This is probably the largest transition or transformation of IT industry that we have seen in our lifetime into the cloud. So very proud to be a part of that. Very happy to help you accelerate your journey through the cloud. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be available to answer any questions after this. Thank you.